We're impacted! We are impacted! We're impacted! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power that make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted, episode 122, coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favourite shows. I'm your host, Bison, and today I am joined by, of course, the one and only Joeker. Hello, buddy. You all right?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm not bad at all. Obviously, I've got a little bit of beefalo later, but yeah, I'm definitely back. I'm ready for it. Yeah, no, I'm ready for it. But anyway, so how's your week been? Other than other than a little bit of beefalo.
Oh, not a beefalo. It's been okay. Pretty exciting weekend. Apart from the sound issues, I've been catching up on the Wrestle Carnival. They've uploaded one of their live shows. I think you'd gone to this one. It was when they crowned their first world champion and their first women's champion, the Queen of the Carnival. So I've been watching that. Got up to Joe Hendry's match, which is about 2 hours in. Joe Hendry versus Axeman. Joe Hendry doing
the Axeman.
Yeah, that. So it was. It's been really enjoyable so far, and the next match is between two guys from Japan, which is going to be really good. Going to be finishing that off
I remember
tonight.
it well. Yeah, it was a good show. That really, really good show. It's just anyone who's watching into any of the British wrestling promotions at all. Wrestle Carnival's a really good one. The guys over there, Gary Ward especially, puts in a lot of time and effort. He wants it to be as high production value as possible, and he wants everyone to be entertained. And I have to say, it's not bad. It's not bad at all for a small promotion. It's not bad at all. So make sure you go and check that out. That's available for free on YouTube at the moment. So go and check it out. But there you go. Enough of Wrestle Carnival. Can I just say a quick hello to... We got a few people already joined us in the chat. We've not been so popular for a while, but there you go. From the start. So Mir's in the house. Heel Punk Trace is in the house. Bonkers. Anna's here with us. Barry Monkey, the Cockmeister, is in the house. So we've got... everyone needs to be on their best behavior. Not just the Cockmeister, but everyone on your best behavior until the point where you don't need to be on your best behavior. But I'm sure you'll figure out when that is. But guys, make sure if you're new to the channel and you like what you see so far, then consider smashing that subscribe button and giving us obviously a thumbs up. Really, really important. In fact, do it now. Everybody, thumb it up. Thumb right up right now. Give it the beefalo horns and then give it a thumbs up. That's what I say. And if you would like to show your appreciation with the old super sticker or whatever, then of course we would very much appreciate that. And of course that helps us promote us even more and the content, and gives us the opportunity to put out more and more stuff. You probably noticed I've been banging out a few bits and bobs here and there. Don't forget to go and check out Bison's Motivated Mindset series. I started that last week. I'm hopefully going to try and put out another or episode 2 either Friday or it may be early part of next week. So make sure you get involved and go and check that out. Show me some support. Again, because of the music and stuff like that that's in the gym, we can't monetize those. So it's not about money. It's just about checking them out. I'm doing it because I want people to know that we can all get in the gym. We can all make ourselves healthier and happier people. And I think Go and check it out. It's well worth checking out. Obviously, I'm still doing the TNI in 60s as well. I'm not putting them out every single day now, but I'm doing my best. I'm going to put them out as much as I can, but it's just for me. It's just finding the time to do all these extra bits and bobs. I'm a busy guy. I run a business as well as other bits and bobs as well. So I've got to spread. I'm starting to spread myself a little thin. So I will keep putting stuff out as best I can. So keep an eye on it and please keep supporting. And if you can, like I said, the odd super sticker here or there, or just giving us a thumbs up and sharing all the content that we put out is all we need, so that more and more people get to see us. It is important, we want to try and hit that 2,000 subscribers as soon as we can. We're almost there. I think we're at something like 1,869 or something like that. We're doing well. We're doing well, but we're almost there, but still got a little way to go. So share, thumbs up, let everybody know about us. It's the way to help us, really. The thumbs up are the way to help us. Thumbing, sharing, letting everybody know how much you love the show. Unfortunately, Steve is still unavailable. Just so that you are aware, he's still under the weather, but he is getting better. So fingers crossed. In the next couple of weeks, you never know, he may turn up again. But just bear with us. Like I say, he may even turn up in the chat later. You don't know. You never know. Joe, should we get into the news, rumours, and impact recap of the week?
Oh, should we?
That's disgusting!
We said least news and what's it? It is. That's disgusting. You love Santino. Love him. Anyway, so listen, guys, the new season of Diary is hit with part 1, which is now available. Part 1 of Josh Alexander, which is now available. I believe it's on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's for free because it's difficult for me to tell because I subscribe to Ultimate Insider. So I don't know. I don't know if it's on there. If it's on, I get to see it because I'm on Ultimate Insider, so it pops up and I see it. So I don't know. It might be available for free. I'm not sure, but if it is, and you're not subscribed to the Insider package, Ultimate Insider package, you need to subscribe because these kind of content is definitely worth it. This is all extra stuff. It's well and truly worth it, definitely. Bonus, baby? What you got going on there? What's this?
He's showing us appreciation for basically what you've been saying about being tied up in that. I'd do some, but I get so much bloody mental blocking and things like that. I just don't know where the hell to start. But if I could figure out how to actually get it done and do it, I cover some of the in 60 stuff, but I haven't got the charisma of the Bison 2, so I'll probably push people away rather than draw them in.
Oh, dude, don't worry about all of that. It's all listen. I do as much as I can, and I want you guys. I just want to make sure that we keep you guys in the loop on everything. Most of the stuff went on the TNI 60. You probably even know already, but at the end of the day, I just want to make sure if anyone isn't in the loop on some of this stuff, well, you get to find out about it. And of course, at the end of the day, the more content that we push out for you guys, the better. Because, we want to make sure that we keep everyone happy. We've got to keep everyone happy. That's the key. But anyway, I was talking about the new season of Diary, which is fantastic. And if you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. It's really, really good. I can't wait for episode 2 of Josh Alexander to come out. It's really good. So go and check it out. You learn quite a lot about some of your favorite guys. So it's definitely worth checking it out. Now, talking about Josh, he's also got a new Canada t-shirt available, of course, ahead of Sacrifice, which is the Canada tape is later this month. And it's all available on shopimpact.com. Go and check it out. It's a cool shirt, actually. And you can see why it's a good time to release this one. Obviously, we're heading over to Toronto later on this month for Sacrifice. It's Sinclair's College as well, that one, I believe. So that's in Windsor, isn't it, that one? That's in Windsor, Ontario.
Sinclair's is in Windsor.
Yeah. That's right. So make sure you get out and check that stuff out. Really, really good. who needs Meltzer or Sean Ross crap when you've got Bison in 60? There you go. There you go. Exactly. You don't need none of those idiots when you got me. You really don't. So if you're interested in the Canada shirt, if you're in Canada and you're watching the show, then go and check that out. You know, Steve is okay, guys. Don't worry too much. You know, I mean, he is a little bit unwell, but he's okay. He's not disappeared yet. He will be back. Just bear with us. He will be back. And talking about injury or illness or whatever, it's been reported that Yuya Uemura suffered a neck injury from a top turnbuckle powerbomb delivered by Sami Callihan of all people. But it has been released today that after a checkup and some rest, he's going to be fine. He can't wait to get back in the ring. And guys, you know, I saw Sami getting a load of crap online for this. You know, at the end of the day, you know, it's wrestling. People get injured. You know, they're doing some big spots. You know, and it didn't quite work out on this particular occasion. Yuya suffered a bit of concussion and a bit of neck problem. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's fine and he will be back in the ring. Probably, well, I don't know. He might as well. He might be in the next set of tapings for all we know. But the bottom line is he's okay. So there you go. So that's the news on that one. Here's another beef. What is the deal with Steph Delander? It was thought that she may have been signed to Impact after a decent promo package introduced that she was going to be, coming up on the brand. Of course, they were invested in her, and then facing two big names in the Knockouts division as well, and at the last set of tapings to then appear on AEW Dark. What's going on with this? Clearly, she wasn't. Or she isn't signed. So, you know, we need to start to, wonder what's going on with this kind of stuff, because why invest money in putting a promo package together saying this person is coming, stick him on the show to go against Jordan and Deanna, give him a good showing. He even did an in-ring promo, you know, saying she was putting the knockouts on notice kind of story. And then obviously we don't see her. She turns up on Dark. I don't know if she was at this current set of tapings, whether it's a trial period or whether they've done one of these kind of like, you know, 6-month trial things or something. I don't know, but we really could do with a couple more talents in the Knockouts division as well. So I don't know what's going on there, but I think we need to start locking some of these guys in, especially now we've got the Ring of Honor thing. They're starting to do TV tapings. Jake Christ, of course, was on that set of tapings. Another guy that we really should be having on Impact Wrestling. I really don't understand why he's not. I know there was quite a few former Impact Wrestling stars on there. Lady Frost was on there. Oh, Barry's just mentioned that. Lady Frost was on there on Ring of Honor as well.
Yeah, she's signed to the Ring of Honor now.
You know, what's going on, guys? Impact, you need to start signing and locking these people up. Otherwise, they're just going to go elsewhere and get signed and locked up. But anyway, Amir's saying that Impact will not air the Callahan Yuya match after what happened during the match. I don't know. Have they stated that? I don't know.
Christ, when I read this, I thought it was during their match they had before No Surrender, because they had a hell. Callahan and Deanna had a hell of a match against Kazarian and Uemura there, and you know, he took a powerbomb into the turnbuckle then, and pretty nasty landing, but he got up and he was fine. I thought it was in reference to then, but oh god, I can if it's not going to be Ed, I can understand why, you know, because someone doing that in the match haven't blocked, you know. Clearly what's happened. No one wants to see that. So, you know, they didn't show Moose chucking Sami Callihan over the rope and breaking his leg. So
that's true. That is true. So I would imagine they're probably not going to show it, which is a shame, because obviously that puts them a match down, doesn't it, for that set of tapings? I wonder whether they.
Yeah. I was just going to say. Then we have the wasted airtime coming. They could have put that there.
Well, we'll
probably-
talk about that in a second. So
They'll probably put that in
there's-
as a clapback or replay like they did before.
Oh Christ, no,
Replay.
let's not do that. Las Vegas No Surrender event was a sellout. And the rumor is that the following 2 days were also not far off capacity, which is also fantastic news. It just goes to show that people are really starting to show up now for Impact Wrestling. Vegas is always a good crowd. We seem to be doing well in Atlanta as well now, and of course, we're doing well. As a collective now. I mean, Hard to Kill was sold out. A lot of other shows have been sold out. It's great news. What's this? Please answer my question above. Okay, let me have a quick look. Cockmeister. There's been a few messages since then, by the looks of it. Watching TNI always make my post-dinner washing up session more bearable. Pulling up on my marigolds after getting soapy. Right, okay. What am I don't know what I'm supposed to say. What am I supposed to say to that? I don't know. But anyway, I hope that you are enjoying washing up right now whilst listening to
In the scrotissimus region?
Yes, exactly. Yes, whilst you're in the scrotissimus region. But anyway, this week's episode of Wild On featured Harley Cameron. This is well worth a watch via the Impact YouTube channel. I absolutely love Wild On. I think it's brilliant. So if you've not watched it yet, I suggest you start giving it a go because it's I think it's a really good podcast, and she gets some really good guests on every single week. Obviously, she's lucky because she knows all these people personally, so it's good to see. Steve Maclin is now set to face Josh Alexander at Rebellion for the world title. That's obviously been released based on what happened at No Surrender, and we'll get into that in a second. So there's not really a massive amount of news and stuff to get into, which is good because it means that we can get straight into the No Surrender review. What do you think?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's just get in there. And I apologize for my snotty nose, everybody. You can hear me sniffing. I do apologize. It doesn't help that out in the man cave is bloody freezing. All right, I'm just saying it's a bit cold out here, and it's making my nose run a little bit. Okay, so we'll start off with the countdown show. We had Giselle Shaw, obviously with Jay Vidal, my guest from Bison Talks Impact last week. Again, make sure you check that out, guys. It's on the channel. It's on under interviews. Go and check it out. It's a really good one. Versus Deanna Purrazo. A lot of people are like, why is Deanna Purrazo on the pre-show? We've always talked about this many times because you're going to get a decent match. I mean, if people tune in and see some good matches, they're going to be interested in possibly getting those last minute buys with regards to the actual show itself. So it's well worth it. Great match. And it was a great match to open the countdown with. And of course, with the Savannah Evans distraction allowing Giselle to take the victory over Deanna. So Deanna loses to Giselle Shaw. But like I say, based on the distraction from Savannah Evans, of course, after the match, Vidal Evans raised the hand of Shaw. So it looks like when we thought Savannah was possibly starting to get that, that push on her own, it looks like they've aligned her with Giselle Shaw and Jay Vidal. What are your thoughts on that, Joe?
I am the f***ing greatest.
Is that it? Is that all you got to say, or
No, this was a really good match, and once again, Deonna Purrazo lost classically due to heel tactics, showing that she had bested everybody that tried to stop her until the unexpected happened. So she had everyone sorted. I enjoyed this match. I was surprised to see Savannah Evans come out. I'm also a bit disappointed as well because I was hoping we'd see Savannah Evans break out on her own a bit more now. So, but this has an interesting dynamic because we know Tasha Steelz is away for a while. So could Deonna Purrazo end up working with Tasha Steelz when she comes back to try and get even?
Ooh, you never know. You never know. I mean, she is the greatest to beat the greatest. You never know, of course. Now, what Barry's saying is, I don't think this match, Giselle and Deanna, suited each other. Styles, to be honest, wasn't a good match for me. Okay, so Barry didn't enjoy this one. I personally did. I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. I think Giselle and Deanna are both fantastic talents. But each to their own. Each to their own. We all have different opinions. And that's what makes exactly. We then had Jonathan Gresham versus Mike Bailey. Now, once again, a fantastic matchup between two incredibly talented wrestlers on the Impact roster. My question is, why the hell was this not on the main card? Because for me, I get the whole, scenario with regards to try and get people to buy and stuff, but this should have been on the main card and in place of something that we're going to talk about later, in my opinion. But this was a fantastic match. I mean, good God. Jonathan Gresham narrowly defeats Mike Bailey in this match, but good God, was this a good match, wasn't it, Joe?
It was amazing. It was I'm so close, right down to the wire. Even the like you could use almost like Matthew Raybould and Tom Hannafin. They were so into this match. They really helped elevate it even more, and it's intense. The technical prowess of both of these guys is insane, and that they kept on referring to when Mike Bailey took on Trey Miguel. It was like that for me too. They're just they just work so well together, Gresham and Bailey. And either one could have walked out victorious, and they would have both been winners. It was such a good match, and if you needed a reason to buy into the No Surrender, this match was it. But I do agree. Looking at the full card and how things went, this should have been on the main card. But then with the week before, we talk about this. This was like the match that would get you to buy in on the buy-in, so it made sense it being on the pre-show.
See, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, maybe it would have been the match that helped us get the buy-in here, but then maybe it should have been the Giselle Shaw versus Deanna Purrazo match that should have been on the show. I don't know, but there's so many matches they could have done, and when you think about it, so many talents that weren't actually represented on the No Surrender pay-per-view, as well as the countdown. They could have definitely have fitted these people.
Well,
in.
I said to you in Messenger that the digital media exclusive match we got this week could have been there, and it would have done a better job.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. Totally. We then obviously No Surrender is now live. What's that? Who's in the chat? Can't wait for Bison's rant. Okay. Director of Authority, obviously Santino Marella, welcomes us to the show. And he announces that his acquisition of Frankie Kazarian, his first signing, and obviously introduces the design versus Con. We sort of kind of got that going. Then we had Santino Marella, joins Tom Hannafin and Matthew Raybould on commentary, which I thought was pretty good. Obviously, we then get into the match. Kazarian clothesline Con over the top rope. Con bounces off the ropes, then takes out Kazarian with a clothesline of his own on the outside. Back in the ring, Con hits a spine buster for 2. Con launches him over the top rope with a vicious Irish whip. I do like Irish whippers, when they're done like viciously. Yeah. When they're done viciously, I do like them. Kazarian creates an opening, then turns the tide with a reverse DDT. Con counters with the flux capacitor, then then crashes and burns on a diving headbutt attempt. Angel distracts the referee, but Kazarian makes him pay dearly. Callahan inadvertently nails Con with a steel chair, allowing Kazarian to capitalize with the cutter for the 1-2-3. Now, listen. I thought this was really good. I thought Con was fabulous in this match, and I think if there was anybody out there that doubted that Con was a good acquisition, was a good signing for Impact Wrestling, they should be put to bed after this match, because I think this match with Kazarian was really strong for him. Obviously strong for Kazarian. Frankie defeats Con, and of course the design. But either way, I thought this was a really good opening match. What do you think?
I love this match. This is the best way to open it. It was a good opener. Kazarian, the veteran, Con's a bit of a ring veteran too, but new fresh face to Impact Wrestling. He got it was his first one-on-one match, and he went up against one of the best in the world and held his own until Sammy whacked him with the chair. And it's just a great way to continue on the story. Is Sammy Callahan leaning towards Frankie Kazarian now. Deanna was right up in his
It's
face.
an accident.
Yeah,
Joe, it was an accident. Come on. It was an accident. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah, we know it was an accident. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an accident. You know, come on. But I know what you're saying. It was a hell of a match. I think it was a good, strong, solid match. I enjoyed it. I thought it furthered the story. But I don't know. I think. I mean, Mir's making a point there. He's saying that the Callahan, the design storyline is a little bit too similar to the Bloodline, Sami Zayn storyline. Maybe. I mean, like I say, I don't watch WWE, but I sort of follow highlights and stuff. So I can see what you're saying, but I don't think it's the same. It's similar. It is similar. And to be fair, both of them have been sort of kind of running roughly about the same time, really, haven't they?
Yeah.
So I don't think they're copying each other. I just think, it's a similar idea, this running alongside each other at a similar time. But we'll have to see because, I still think there's a lot of legs in this with Sami. Where is this going?
Yeah,
Who is he going to bring in? I'm sorry, he's bringing people in.
Yeah.
At some point, Sami Callahan is bringing somebody in with regards to this. I just know it. So I'm waiting for that to happen. However, backstage, Brian Myers hopes that Moose makes a fool out of the digital media champion Joe Hendry tonight. Just like Joe Hendry did to his best friend, Edge's bitch. Number one. Of course, I quite like this promo. I thought it was pretty good. I like the way that they obviously continue talking about Matt Cardona as well, even though we know that he's not on the roster page at the moment. I think he's gone for a little while, but I still don't think he's gone for good.
To me, you will always be Edge's bitch.
Yes, okay, fair enough. We then get the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, Death Dollz, Jessica, Taya Valkyrie, of course, with the Hive Queen herself, Rosemary, versus the Hex, Allysin Kay, and of course Marty Bell. So we've got so this is obviously the world's the Knockout World Tag Team Championship. Now, let's do the rundown of the show, and then we'll talk about the technical differences.
Yeah.
Afterwards. So Kay whips Bell into the corner while she collides with Jessica. Kay taunts Valkyrie, allowing Bell to illegally attack Jessica while the referee is distracted. Hex cut of the ring and employ quick tags as they begin to wear Jessica down. Jessica finally creates some separation, allowing her to make the tag to a fired up Taya Valkyrie. The pace quickens as Valkyrie hits Kay with a blue thunder bomb. I love that. Valkyrie stomps Kay's face into the mat. Woo! But Bell breaks the pin. The Death Dollz counter Hex marks the spot, leading to the sick driver from Jessica to score the pin on Bell. Obviously, that meant that the Death Dollz leave No Surrender as the tag team champions continuing their reign. I actually thought that was going to be it for them, but anyway, after I'm sure this isn't the end of the story, especially after an interview I heard the Hex doing just before No Surrender. It seems that they're probably going to be around for a little while, which is great news for Impact fans, for fans of the Knockouts division, full stop, and of course for the Knockouts themselves, because that's two fantastic wrestlers that are going to be on Impact TV for the foreseeable future. So I'm excited about that. My beefalo with this particular segment was the sound. Now, the sound had been a little bit of an issue from the start of the show. They'd obviously been having a few technical issues. It did keep sort of kind of clocking in and out a little bit through the night, but at this moment, it literally stopped. You couldn't hear anything. I was absolutely pissed by the point that it literally was gone for the entire match. It just literally came back together again towards the end. Guys, we've got to stop. We've got to stop with this stupid shit. Like, you want to be taken seriously, then these things we've got to fix. We cannot continue to have these problems when we go live. It's a joke. It makes Impact Wrestling look a joke, and you're going to have to stop it. You're going to have to figure it out and stop it from happening because it just pisses the fans off. And if at that moment you had some new fans tuning in, they probably tuned out. And we might not see them ever again. It sucks. Stop it. Joe, what did you think of this match?
I was completely disconnected from the match because of all the sound issues. It just took my attention off the match completely. I was just I couldn't concentrate on the match. Yeah, because there's no sound to carry everything. From what I could see from it, it was great athletic and all that sort of stuff. But when you're not actually engaged in the match, you don't really take it on board. So I just sat there basically watching a silent match play out for about three, and then about quarter of the match left, the sound comes back in blurry, and it's over. It's like literally I might as well just go out of the room, come back in, and not missed anything. I have to watch it again to really take in what had happened, because Taya Valkyrie, Jessica, Alison Kay, and Matty Bell are amazing, absolutely amazing in the ring, and I was really looking forward to this match when we were doing the review and everything, the preview to this. This is one of the matches I was really looking forward to seeing.
I have to say, I mean, apart, you did get that disconnect because you couldn't hear it or hear what was going on, commentary and all that kind of stuff. But the match was really good. Like, if you just sat there and watched it, you could see the hot tags were good. It was quick pace. There was some good storytelling going on. It just, because there was no commentary, you had no cheering. It just ruined it. Oh
yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah.
That's I'm ranting. I get what you're saying, and of course, other companies do have these kind of issues as well. However, we seem to get it now on a regular basis with Impact. There's always something, even if it's only a blip for a couple of minutes or whatever. There's always something with the sound. Always. It's always sound that's the problem. They need to get it sorted out. What's this? My sound didn't drop out all the way. It definitely half of it. It was distracting a bit, but he still enjoyed it.
I watched it on Impact Plus. The sound cut off completely throughout the match, and it came back on with about 5 minutes before the match had ended. It was, it
did for me as well. It did for me, but I'll tell you, the problem I've got is it's like 2:00 in the freaking morning, right?
Yeah.
And I've got the sound on fairly quiet so that I don't wake up my children, and my wife and whoever else is staying that particular day or whatever, right? I can't turn the volume up because what if it suddenly kicks back in again and wake the entire house up? I can't do that. To me, it sounded like it was just done. It was gone. I didn't.
Oh, baby!
I wasn't happy. Can I just say thank you ever so much for that super sticker, heel punk Trace? I appreciate it. But maybe it was just soft, but for me, I couldn't turn it up, so I couldn't hear a sausage, right? I couldn't hear anything, and it's just not good enough. Any sound problems, it's just not good enough. And we invest our money, our time, in this stuff, and it should be right. It should be right. And yes, it did come back loud in the end, but that's what I'm talking about. If it had gone down low, and if I turned it up, right, because it had gone down low, and then all of a sudden the sound come back in loud again, I'm waking up my family. And it's not good enough. It's not acceptable. It needs to be right from the start and stay right. It's simple as that. Simple as that. I'm not even going to talk about this any longer. Sound problems, every single live show is not acceptable. Get it sorted. Done. Thank you, Barry. Anyway, we then move on to the digital media champion Joe Hendry versus Moose.com combat match for the digital media championship.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Always put a smile on everyone's face.
Everyone, that's it. That's how we put a smile on our face. Give us a bit of Joe. Moose jumps in before the opening bell to gain an early advantage. Hendry smashes a keyboard over the back of Moose. I like that bit because it just went everywhere. absolutely everywhere. Hendry attempts the trust fall, but Moose rakes his eyes to avoid it. Hendry tosses Moose over the top rope instead, then whips him into the steel ring posts. Moose puts him through a table on the outside. Hendry nails him in the head with a Sega Dreamcast. I like the way that we know exactly what this stuff is. Then uses a remote control car. This was funny. To add insult to injury, Hendry successfully hits the trustful, but it's not enough. And to keep Moose down, Moose goes sky high with a thunderous powerbomb for 2.
Because I like scumbags.
Moose empties a bag of keycaps on the mat, but Hendry makes him pay for it with a superplex. Hendry hurls a gaming chair at Moose, followed by a pop-up powerbomb into the keycaps for another near fall. I tell you what, right? That must have hurt, man. Those keycaps are it's like basically landing on Lego, isn't it? To be fair, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. Anyway, Hendry places the VR headset on Moose head and torments him with the dancing music video. I loved it. The bit where it's all up on the screen what he's looking at, I thought was brilliant. Anyway, Moose rolls him up with a hold on the tights. We get a turnabout his fair play as Hendry does the same to score the pinfall. And of course, Hendry retains his digital media title. I love this match, right? It was so much fun. This match was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, there were some of the silly moments in there, like running the radio control into Moose's nuts, all that kind of stuff. And there was one point where when they picked up a bigger remote control and it just didn't work. I don't know why, it just didn't work, and they just picked it up and threw it at his head. But yeah, so I thought there was some great stuff going on, but I really enjoyed this. Did you enjoy it?
I love this match. It was just a good laugh, and it was just. It was different from Moose. Everyone's like expecting Moose to be so stone faced and not engaged in a comedy style match like this, or and he executed it all perfectly. It just shows that just how open-minded Moose is, and that he's not afraid to step out of his comfort zone and all that. And Joe Hendry's just, as digital media champion, is absolutely perfect for this. It wouldn't have worked any other way if Joe Hendry wasn't champion, unless they had Matt Cardona in this match as well.
That would probably have worked well. Pop-up bonus baby's comment. I like that one. That's really good. He's put there. Would love to have been in the backstage brainstorm session for the .combat match. Let's do this. We'll use a gaming chair. Quick, find a pawn shop. We need the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, Joe Hendry asked on Instagram, what weapons would you all like to see coming? I said to him, bring a Sega Dreamcast. So when I I thought, fucking hell.
They got out Mega Drives. What we needed a Mega Drive. We could do with a Nintendo 64 next time.
Yeah.
But
they bring out a Sega Mega Drive. If I had one of them bashed in my head, that fucking hurts.
Need a PlayStation 1. We could do one of those, with the old top loader.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Next time, what we need to do is get
Joe Hendry gets to the Dreamcast to flip him off. That had me laughing as well.
Yes, that was brilliant. That was so funny. But we need to get the I forgot what it's called. Oh god, it's doing me any name. What was it called? Oh no. So a bag of broken CDs, like the discs they use for the.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Just full loads of broken discs. That would be cool. As the things that you need to be slammed on.
Yeah, and a big black bag, and it's just full of broken CDs and game cartridges.
Game cartridges. That would be the old school like Nintendo 64 cartridges. That would be good.
Blow into it and then see what happens. See if it makes it work.
Well, we then got a backstage segment where Mickie James declares victory in her Knockouts World title defense against Masha Slamovich later tonight. I really like this promo, actually. I thought it was really good. Mickie was on top form, as always, because she is the GOAT. So I was happy that she got a nice backstage moment because she is awesome. She's hardcore country. Da da
Hardcore country.
da 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 da. Yeah, exactly. She's hardcore country, baby.
Hardcore country.
Yeah, definitely. And that's interesting. So, bonus baby saying that I said that on the TNI review show and Jordan said that they should have had a segment with Johnny Swinger and Zicky Dice looking for the pawn shop to buy the Dreamcast. Yeah, that would have been really funny. There you go, Atari VCS 2600.
Oh
that
yeah,
good.
that's way
Now,
before
that
my
is
time.
old school.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what they could do without there. You could do with like things like proper old school TVs. Do you remember the ones where you used to get where they had like a 6-inch screen on and then a radio next to it? You had an aerial and you had to like tune it in. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah. Oh god, I can remember them. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so long. Like all sorts of shit like that would be funny. Get car radios. What about CBs? Let's get the 10-4 rubber ducky. We can get all that shit going on. Oh my god. Anyway, there's loads of stuff we could do. Now, mate, we're getting on to the proper rant time here now because the next segment here was Dave LaGreca, host of the first ever live Busted Open with Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer. Now, before I start ranting on this, right, I'm going to run down what happened. So, Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer, now the idea is that they both got 60 seconds to air their grievances, right? So, and of course, after winning the previous night's Beat the Clock challenge, Bully has earned the right to speak first. Now, after a little bit of shall I going on, Bully admits that he's gone too far and he simply says that he's sorry, but Dreamer doesn't buy it. Bully admits that he's gone too far, especially what he said about Dreamer's mother. Bully wants to make amends with Dreamer before he dies. That was like cringeworthy shit. Dreamer begins to accept his apology, but then Bully turns on him with a coffee and nails him with the head of the was it? I don't know what the carafe is. I don't know what that was. The coffee anyway, whatever that was. The thing that you had the coffee in.
I don't know. I just have coffee in a cup. From boiled water from a kettle. I don't use any of the bloody coffee machines. And now I do work with one of them when I worked at a garage, and they're a fucking pain in the ass. I'm never touching one of them again.
Yes, there you go. Now, here's my thing. Other than this being an absolutely cringe-worthy in-ring moment, like the whole thing was completely. That is exactly what this segment was. It was absolute dog shit, right? I don't get it. What I honestly do not understand what this segment is all about. So other than getting the three main hosts of Busted Open on Impact TV promoting it, I don't know what they're getting out of this Impact at all. It was just garbage. It was absolute garbage. The storytelling was shit, and frankly, it took up a good 25 minutes screen time that you could have had a great match. Impact is not about this bullshit. This is bullshit. Impact is about great in-ring action, right, with a little bit of storytelling around the outside of it. It just didn't make sense. But it just wasn't there. It just wasn't, I just don't get it. Like my biggest question is, if I Scott D'Amore, any of the backstage guys, if they were in front of me right now, I'd be saying, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
What was it? Give me a reason as to why this segment is in this show, right? Who wants to see Tommy Dreamer in the ring anyway? Who wants it? Like, Tommy is great. He's a great wrestling mind. Fantastic doing the good stuff backstage, speaking to wrestlers, bringing stars in, doing whatever else he does backstage. He doesn't need to be in the ring anymore. I am done with Tommy Dreamer. He is turning me off the product, right? I don't want to see Tommy's fat ass in the ring anymore. The dude's out of shape. His promo work isn't that great, right? And he was never a draw in the first place, right? He was never a draw for ECW. He was never a draw for WWE. He's never a draw anywhere he's been. He's just been another member of the roster. It just so happens to be quite passionate about what he did. I get that. He's a nice guy. Everybody loves him. But you didn't buy a ticket to see Tommy Dreamer, right? That's not what you did. That's not what he did. So why is he on the fucking telly for Impact Wrestling now in his mid-50s? I'm hurting my throat. Bully Ray, on the other hand, can still go. Bully Ray is still in great shape. Bully Ray is still fantastic on the mic. Bully Ray could still have some fantastic feuds with people, as he proved with Josh Alexander. This is garbage. Absolute garbage. And completely spoils every bit they built up with Bully Ray. They built Bully Ray up. He was doing a fantastic job. And now he's just turned to garbage again. You could have put him in. You could have helped use him build up someone like Steve Maclin, ahead of Rebellion. Making him look like an absolute beast before he got in the ring with Josh Alexander at Rebellion. But no, he's going to be fighting Tommy Dreamer in some fucking friendship match. I mean, I just don't even understand what this segment is about. It's just bollocks. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat of this whole thing? Right? I'm not like, and this is the thing, right? I don't dislike Tommy Dreamer. In fact, I really like Tommy Dreamer. Okay. I think he's got so much to offer the company. I just don't want to see him in the ring anymore. He's got nothing to offer. And he's taken away screen time from great talent that should have been on that pay-per-view. Great talent could have been on there. There was loads of people missing. You had Trey Miguel doing a run-in. What the fuck? That dude should have been in a match. He should have been in a match for the X Division title. He should have been facing somebody for the X Division title, not running in and then getting absolutely dropped by PCO. We'll talk about that in a bit. What is that about? I tell you, I watch Busted Open. I do. I watch Busted Open. But I'll tell you now, a Busted Open match between Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer. I mean, what is it about?
I can see if it's going from the TV. It's going to be another hardcore match, basically.
It's just a hardcore match.
Another disqualification. For
me,
me,
it's obvious. It's a first blood match, isn't it? A Busted
Hopefully.
Open match is a first blood match called something else.
Yeah, that's what crossed my mind when I heard about it too. It's going to be a first blood match. I'm hoping if this when this happens, that's it. Then they put the lid in it and move on, because like you said, it just completely killed all the momentum Bully Ray and wow factor Bully Ray had when he came in and came back at Bound for Glory. It's all gone in about 20 minutes. And I said to you before we came on, that match that Crazy Steve had with Trey Miguel, that could have been there. And that should have been there. The match we had on the digital media exclusive, which we were talking about later on, that could have been there. And Trey Miguel, like I said to you as well before we came on, Trey Miguel coming out at the end of the whole 4-way number one contendership match, that was just a bit of an insult too. Trey Miguel could have had a match against Sami Callihan or someone.
Because it doesn't matter who he had the match against.
Yeah,
he could have had a match against a returning Laredo Kid, as he's now fit to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, but my point here is that you wasted 25 minutes on a load of bollocks, which nobody fucking wants to see anyway, right? It's just crap. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody cares, right? And like I said, I am not taking anything away from Tommy backstage. I think having Tommy Dreamer backstage is amazing. And, you know, the odd little segment where he pops in and, you know, gives someone a pep talk or, you know, he's part of a backstage moment. That's fine. But for God's sake, we don't need him in the ring. Like, all that talent on that roster, and you're wasting it on Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
What is going on? It's just stupid. It's ridiculously stupid booking, and it's driving me mad because you don't want it. You know,
No.
what fans wants to see that? I just don't get it. I
think you've taken all the words out of my mouth from that. What I need to say, you know, because I've been critical of other companies doing the same thing. So I'm not going to be backing anybody up this time or making excuses. You know, it pissed me off as well. It took, like I said before, it took a lot out of the whole event for me. And that on top of the bloody sound issues we had, that just it made this whole event probably one of the least impressive for a very long time. And this whole segment was one of the worst I've seen since we had Alberto El Patron and Austin Aries go at each other.
It's just a joke, mate. It's just an absolute joke. And like Anna's saying, it was just too long.
Yeah, that's
if they'd have come out, little 10-minute segment gone. Then yeah, maybe I could have bought it, but it just seemed to go on. There was moments where like Bully, like the bit where they were waiting for Bully to say something, but it took longer than 60 seconds before he even said a word anyway. Like, it just seemed to be all that crap. What the hell? It was just shit. But anyway, that's my rant over. I've said my piece. You know, I love Impact Wrestling, but this was just shit. And I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it. And from now on, I think anything to do with Tommy Dream, I'm just going to fast forward it because I've got absolutely zero interest. And he ain't wrong. Taurus ain't wrong. You know, he's backing up the Bison. You know, we're sticking together. Me and Taurus, we're sticking together. All right? Just be aware.
That is not an appropriate question.
Anyway. So we then go backstage. Got Steve Maclin hopes that Swann becomes Impact World Champion tonight because Maclin vows to become #1 contender, and he's clearly proven that he can defeat Swann already. So there we go. I'm a massive Steve Maclin fan, and like I said, I really, really desperately wanted to see Bully with, you know, facing Steve Maclin and, you know, some sort of feud there leading up to Rebellion. Who knows? We still might get a Maclin match with Bully Ray. We just have to wait and see. And I just felt that the way Bully put Steve Maclin, over the top in that #1 contender at Hard to Kill, it was almost set that up for a feud between them. It's almost set it up. So I don't understand what that was all about. But anyway, so we then get Steve Maclin versus Brian Myers versus Heath versus PCO in a 4-way #1 contenders match. Basically, everyone swarms PCO at the opening bell, which is probably expected. PCO quickly fights back and colliding with Maclin and sending him over the top rope. Heath launches himself off the apron with a senton. That was pretty cool. Taking out Maclin and Myers. Maclin unleashes the Scud missile. PCO is next to fly as he soars with the PCO saw to the outside. Myers hits PCO with a back body drop and off the stairs. His back thudding on the floor, and you actually felt that when you felt that
painful.
Maclin and Myers hit PCO with a double suplex on the ramp. Myers almost puts Heath away with a spear, reminiscent, of course, of his mentor Edge. It was a really good spear, I have to say. PCO hits the PCO saw on Myers, but Eddie Edwards blindsides him with a shovel to the back. The action then continues as Heath gives Myers a wake-up call. Maclin hits the KIA? Oh, I don't know, something like that. On Heath to win the match. That's it, KIA, to win the match and become the #1 contender for the Impact World title. So Steve Maclin defeats, obviously, Brian Myers, Heath, and PCO, and is the man. He basically is the man. So I thought this is a really good match. Lots of stuff going on. All of these guys look really good. I really think they look really good. After the match, this is another bit weird. After the match, X Division champion Trey Miguel complains that he's not on the show. Rightly so, in my opinion. Miguel continues to run his mouth off, and PCO has had enough, choke slamming him onto the hardest part of the ring. This segment made no sense. Again, it's like we've had this 25-minute bullshit segment, which has taken the place of, say, an X Division match that we could have had with Trey Miguel. So what we'll do is we'll make him come out and complain about it, and then we'll get PCO to basically destroy him, which then sets up a match for him at the tapings. That's exactly what's happened here, right? To me, that's lazy as fuck. Really lazy booking. Sorry, excuse me, guys. That's really lazy booking, and it made no sense whatsoever. Stupid. Didn't like it. I don't know. What do you think about all of this at this point, Joe?
Well, the match itself, I love the match. The match, there's so much went on in this match. It's pretty hard to pick out a highlight. I like the way Eddie Edwards got involved, got a bit of revenge on PCO and took him out, and the finish was brilliant. And Steve Maclin was obviously going to win. Just how he won was great. And now we got that long-awaited build-up between Maclin and Josh Alexander coming. That's something I'm really looking forward to. That was just long-term storytelling coming together perfectly. 100%. The Trey Miguel segment, I can understand Trey Miguel getting pissed off and coming up. I can see it leading to a match with him and PCO, and maybe PCO and Black Taurus versus Trey Miguel and Eddie Edwards to keep their rivalries going on for a bit longer, while the Raider Kid gets back into the ring to go on against Trey Miguel. But again, it was more like a really cheap way to set up a match two for the next couple of weeks. It didn't really add anything to it in general. And the last 25 minutes could have been used for something a lot better. But I loved this match. It was one of the better matches of the night, and I just wish we didn't have that crap beforehand, because that was still weighing on my mind for a lot of this match until so it just broke my concentration a bit more on what was to come for the rest of the night. But I really did enjoy this match.
I did as well. I thought it was a great match. I think it had everything you needed, loads of storytelling. There was some story development in there as well. And I think, this was a really solid match. That one that was before this proper slowed it down. It just totally ruined the momentum of the show to that point. So now they had a hard job to get us all back into it again. And it wasn't until about halfway through before I was left bemused at what would happen before. And it took me half a match before I was even into it. But that's my thoughts on all of that. Definitely. Can I just say a quick hello to Courtney? I know she's popped in there. Anyway, we then moved on. We've got Time Machine, obviously, the World Tag Team Champions, Motor City Machine Guns with Kushida versus the Bullet Club, Ace Austin and Chris Bay with, of course, Kenta.
I love this match!
Oh, yes. I love this match as well. I did. Now, of course, here's the rundown on this one. It's a stalemate in the early going as Kenta and Kushida jockey for position. The Guns gain the first advantage of the match with their signature brand of high-octane offense on Ace. Saban knocks Bay and Kenta off the apron, allowing for an assisted triple team drop kick from Time Machine, which was pretty cool. The assault continues as Kushida and Shelley hold Kenta down for a drop kick from Saban. Ace saw as Bay follows up with the aerial attack of his own to take out Time Machine. Kushida hits a rolling forearm on Kenta, followed by a Pele kick to create some much-needed separation. Saban and Shelley inadvertently collide with one another Moments later, Saban accidentally kicks his other partner, Kushida. Kenta hits Saban with a top rope double foot stomp for 2.
Amazing.
That was a 2 count. Where have we got to? Saban counters the go to sleep into the brainbuster on Kenta. Saban
That was
counters.
brilliant too.
Yeah, Saban counters the art of finesse into the German suplex, then spikes Ace with a tornado DDT. Kushida hits a handspring back elbow on Ace, but Bay prevents the following up hoverboard lock. The action is fast and furious as Ace traps Saban in the backside for the win. Now
it's been a bangorama.
Obviously, Bullet Club, Kenta, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay defeat Time Machine, which I'm sure is obviously going to set up a match between Ace Bay and Motor City Machine Guns. You could see this one coming a mile off. However, I didn't care because this match was phenomenal. I enjoyed every single moment of it. Interestingly enough, I didn't think Kenta got in as much as I thought he was going to. However, he did look heavily strapped on one of his arms and legs. So I don't know what
I think that they're keeping Kenta as fresh as possible because
carrying.
he's going to be on the New Japan special this month as well. So they brought him there to show that he's going to be there, and I think they're basically trying to keep him as fresh as possible for his match.
Well, I know that the following day he was facing Josh Alexander in a world title match. So
yeah, but
know.
it was so good. It was good to see him. This match was match of the night for me. It was incredible. I honestly thought the Motor City Machine Guns, I thought Time Machine would win, and it would carry on the right. But I can see them getting challenged by the Bullet Club now for a match at Rebellion, and
yeah.
It's been building to that since November when we saw them talking to each other backstage. Then before Chris, Ace, and Bay went to Japan, so it's just coming together brilliantly, and the match was incredible. There was so much went on this match. It was so well paced, and Ace and Bay once again just showing how incredible they are. And how incredible they!
I mean, it's definitely up there as a man. It's definitely one up there as a match of the night, if not the match of the night. It probably was match of the night, to be fair. I thought it was brilliant. We then get the Knockouts World Champion Mickie James versus Masha Slamovich, obviously for the Knockouts World Championship. The match went down a little bit like this. James targets the arm of Slamovich in the opening moments of the match. James hits a super kick for an early 2 count. Slamovich counters the Mick DDT, dropping her throat first onto the top rope. James gives new meaning to hardcore country as she bites the tongue of Slamovich. That was pretty cool. While Slamovich is licking her face, I might add. But there you go. That was crazy. Moments later, Slamovich locks in the Kimura to do some serious damage. James hits a Hurricane Runner out of the corner, but Slamovich shuts her momentum down with a drop kick. Slamovich dives through the ropes, colliding with her on the outside. Back in the ring, James hits the net breaker, giving her a window of opportunity. James almost puts Slamovich away with her signature seated senton. Slamovich counters another Mick DT attempt, but James nails her with the Mick kick for yet another near fall. Slamovich puts in the rear naked choke, but the ropes force her to break the hold. James pins Slamovich on the corner to escape with the Knockouts World title intact. Now, is it me, or was Mickie James absolutely awesome in this match?
She was incredible. It was a really good match.
She went stiff. Stiff. You don't see Mickie go stiff very often, but she went stiff with Masha. Masha was stiff with her. She was stiff with Masha. This was a badass match. Absolute badass match. Can I just say a quick hello to Hassan, please? But yeah, this was a massive, was a really, really good match and proved that Mickie can go hard, proper hardcore. She can go stiff. It doesn't matter who she's in the ring with. She's going to look good. I think Masha, again, still looked amazing in the loss regardless. because she is just such a tough chick. She is a tough chick.
Yeah, well,
Um,
Masha Slamovich brought out a really nasty side of Jordan Grace, and she's done the same with Mickie James now. So she's doing what she's there to do, bring out that much more aggressive side. So when we see Jordan Grace and Mickie James going against each other again, we're not going to get a repeat of when she beat Jordan Grace. We're going to get something a lot more nastier between, and both of them are really, really fired up at each other now, even more. So this is it's going to be it's going to be really, really good. This match was incredible.
I thought it was brilliant. But
the 6-man tag match before it was just so good. It just outshone the rest of the matches for me. This match was out of the last two. This was probably the one that suffered the most, but it was still a really good match.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't notice that, Barry. Barry's saying it was a great match, but at the end, both wrestlers had their shoulders down. I thought it was actually a draw. Interesting.
Ooh, might be more controversy there. Then we might even get a freeway.
Yeah, I might have to go and watch that again. Or maybe that was done on purpose to see if we get like you say, a 3-way at Rebellion. That would be interesting. Jordan,
you're like a freeway.
Masha, we love a freeway, don't we, bud? We love a freeway. But you never know. You never know where that's going to go, do you? You don't.
No.
But the tongue biting was funny. I loved it. There you go. And I thought it was match of the night.
Yeah,
it was damn good.
Mickie James biting Masha's tongue was great too, because normally to kiss the opponent to get them to break it, but no, not doing that with Masha. I'm going to go one step lower.
Yeah, well, Masha was licking her face. To be fair, Masha was licking her cheek, so she thought, you know what, I'll bite that tongue off, girl. But yeah, there you go. So
Mickie's post about it on Twitter afterwards was brilliant too. It's savage. It's got to be clap up moment of the week if nothing else is going to be, because that was just brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, the difference with WrestleMania 22 though, Mir, is that Mickie was a lot younger. But yeah, she could certainly go hardcore. There's no doubt about that. Anyway, we then head into the main event. We got Impact World Champion Josh Alexander versus Rich Swann, obviously for the Impact World Championship. So I'll give you a quick rundown on that one, then we'll have a chat about it. I really enjoyed it. I thought this was a good match. So here we go. Swann has Alexander's number as he's a split second away from landing a pinpoint super kick. Swann attempts to wear him down with Alexander, counters with a suplex. Alexander hits a German suplex, then transitions into a bridge for 2 count. The fight spills to the outside where Alexander remains in control. Back in the ring, Alexander connects with a vicious back elbow. Swann begins to build momentum with an explosive rolling clothesline. Swann sends Alexander himself toppling over the top rope to the floor. Swann hits a step up corkscrew, colliding with Alexander near the bottom of the ramp. Swann hits the rolling splash, but Alexander gets shoulder up in time. Swann spikes him with a poison Rana, and it's still not enough to put Alexander away. Swann goes to the handspring cutter, but Alexander cuts him off with a running crossbody. Alexander locks in the ankle lock, but Swann rolls through and sends him into the turnbuckle. Alexander hits the C4 spike, but Swann rolls away, preventing him from making the cover. Alexander drops Swann on the hardest part of the ring. Can't beat it, the hardest part of the ring. Swann shows signs of life, connecting with the Phoenix Splash with a very close near fall. Alexander avoids the next Phoenix Splash attempt, then locks in the ankle lock. Swann knocks the headgear clean off Alexander's head to break the hold. But both men exchange strikes in the middle of the ring. Swann hits the handspring cutter, but Alexander kicks out at 2. Alexander counters another handspring cutter into a pile driver. Alexander connects with the C4 spike to retain the Impact World title. I tell you what, mate, this was a really, really, really good match. I think we had probably 4 absolutely fantastic matches out of the 7? Did we have 7? I think 4 of them were absolutely outstanding, and any one of those 4 could have been match of the night. I have to say I'm going with the 4-way, followed by the main event, followed by Mickie James for me. That's my top three. Either way, I think it was just a fantastic night. And of course, Alexander celebrates for the Impact World title held highest. No surrender goes off air. What did you think of this match, Joe? What do you think?
I was blown away by this match. Rich Swann never fails to impress me. Josh Alexander never fails to impress me, and I've been waiting to see Rich Swann getting that title match after such a long time. It was just great long-term storytelling. Great. This is where storytelling's done right. This was just perfect. The chemistry that those two have in the ring is amazing, and the endurance Rich Swann showed that he has after once again is just amazing too. He can take a beating from so many people and keep going and going and going and not seem to let up at all. It was just incredible, and there was so many spots in this match that were just wow, this is amazing. Wow, this is amazing. But that finish, the counter to the spinning tombstone power driver, then to hit the C4 spike, is just was amazing. Obviously, we expected Josh Alexander to win, but Rich Swann has got nothing to feel ashamed about, and I really do hope that we see him back in the title picture again soon. And I'm looking forward to seeing Josh Alexander.
Yeah, so do I.
Because Rich Swann is done from being in world title contention, and I'd love to see him versus. I'd love to see him versus Maclin down the road when or if Maclin beats Josh Alexander.
Okay, that's good. Good. Barry Monkey saying it was a show of two halves for me. I was bored by the first half, and the 4-way was good, but 3 matches world class.
Yeah, the last 3 matches made up for the shit we had beforehand.
Totally. Well, that's why they were the last 3 matches.
Yeah, I love the .combat match. That was amazing, and that was like the best stand-up moment of the everything before it, because there was no technical issues or anything. Otherwise, I wouldn't be knocking down the Knockouts tag team match for as much as I have. But then we got the atomic bomb into God knows where. They think Impact Wrestling stepped into the void in the wrong direction.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so basically, overall, I think it was a 7.5 out of 10 pay-per-view. It literally just saved by the last 3 or 4 matches. To be fair, but it was it was a fun match. I wouldn't like it was a fun show, but I wouldn't say it was an amazing show. It was ruined by that ridiculous segment in the middle, and of course the sound issues as well. So it just wasn't as good as it could have been. But guys, let's talk about the digital media exclusive match. You had the Design versus the Decay. I've not watched it yet, but have you watched it yet, Joe?
Yeah, I have. It is a really good 10-minute match between Crazy Steve Blackton's and Deanna and Angels. So we got to see Deanna wrestling once again, which is always good to see. It was just a nice back and forth, good 10-minute match. And it was just great to see. It was just a really good, fun match.
So, guys, it's available at the moment if you are a Insiders subscriber. If not, it'll be available for free at the weekend, as we always say. I'm going to try and get in there and watch it. At the moment, we've got nothing released with regards to BTI as normal, which always seems to be the case before the first sort of kind of taped, freshly taped show after a special, always the same, or a pay-per-view. We don't get very many matches advertised. So we then go into Impact Wrestling. We've got Shane Haste, who is making his debut versus Mike Bailey. I don't really know too much about Shane Haste, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy's all about. He looks $1 million in the poster, so I'm looking forward to that. We've got Kenny King versus Kevin Knight. Well, we know Kenny King is badass, and we know that Kevin Knight.
It's good to see Kevin. It's good to see him sticking around.
So we should be in for a good match. Definitely. So I think we should be in for a good match there. We then got the match that was set up at No Surrender, Trey Miguel versus PCO. As far as I'm aware, it's not a title match. It's more of a grudge match. But excuse me. But I'm not sure where this one is going. I just don't get it. It's almost like give Trey and PCL something to do. It's like a match filler to me. I don't get it, but who knows? We might see something else. I just don't like the way it was set up. It was rubbish. But hey, who knows?
There
But
we
guys,
go. BTI is Heath and Rhino versus Decay.
oh well, there we go. So we've got Decay again versus Heath and Rhino. So we're getting some more.
That's going to
tag
be
team
good.
matches.
That's going to be a good match.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. We love a good tag team match. With regards to Mercedes Monet versus Mickie James, I think that's coming. Either at Rebellion or Slammiversary. I think it's more likely to be Slammiversary because I think Mickey's going to drop the title before we get a match with Monet, because I think the match with Monet is just going to be like an attraction match, like an attraction dream match.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen personally. I think it's going to happen at Slammiversary, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, that's just about all we've got time for this week, guys. But don't forget to tune in to the TNI Impact review show tomorrow night, which is live on YouTube and Twitch directly after Impact has aired on Access TV, Fight Network in Canada, Impact Plus, YouTube Insiders, and of course, DAZN. Please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up. And of course, join our Discord where we pretty much talk about everything Impact related and wrestling and other sports and films and all sorts of stuff. So go and check that out. All TNI shows are available to all of you Listen on the Go fans as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows. And of course, guys, don't forget, give us the old super sticker here there. It means a lot. Where can we find you, Joe, on the socials?
You can follow me on Twitter at JOKEmptySpace. You can jump onto Facebook or Twitter, look for #EmptySpace, #Enter the Void, or you fancy to tickle your taste buds and sense of humor, look for #Daily Eagle. But approach it with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
Where can we connect with Steve? At
You can
Simply Steve 311.
Yes.
Yes. At Simply Steve 311. Go and check that out. And of course, if you want to find me on Twitter, I am at Lord Bison 45. It would be great to connect with you guys on there if you haven't already. And of course, don't forget to subscribe or to follow at We Talk Impact. Because guys, that's what we do. We talk Impact Wrestling. We love it and we talk about it very passionately. So please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget, of course, to give that bell a tickle, a squeeze, or even a smash to never miss any of the great content coming out from the TNI UK and US teams every single week.
In the scrotissimus region.
With all that said, I have been Bison, and he has been the man from the void, the Joker, and this has been episode 122 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
We're Impacted! We are Impacted! We're Impacted!